Have I done it? I've never done it. It's happened to me though, low key.
I kind of tell them off and then. Well,
Cool.
we'll leave.
If you could just raise the mic up a little bit, there you go.
Me?
Yep. And,
Yeah, it's gonna be you, girl.
and then
Not
push
me.
the mic a little closer. Perfect. All right, you guys both sound perfect.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
All right, then the second episode we're gonna.
We'll figure it out. When we have time.
I low key want to figure it out now, so I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go in this because we'll probably do 45 minutes each, but then I don't want to do like. So what are we talking about? I don't know.
Oh, we said the friendship.
Oh, how to, like, we become friends or like.
How did we be from?
But I don't remember like when the plug. I don't know.
I know when I met you. For the first time.
Your memory's better than mine. I put money on it.
Because it was around Dre's birthday. I took him out to eat. And then we met you at Tonic.
Sounds about right. My life is a blur. I just want to let people know that, but not because I drink all the time or whatever, just because there's just so much that goes on.
I think AC, we got closer.
Yeah. Oh, definitely me being drunk, shit-faced, kissing a whole white dude. It doesn't get any closer than that. But I guess we could get there. But we could talk about friendships. Because actually, I would love to talk about, like, friendships and then also, I guess, have you dated within the same friend circle? Has your relationship been, has your friendship been affected by your relationship?
Okay.
And how do you handle that? Like friendships and relationships.
Did Britt hit you up?
Not today. I meant to call her back because I wanted to confirm about my hair first before anything. And I have to buy my hair. And then, but no, I haven't spoken to her today. I asked her that yesterday or the day before that.
Yeah, I know because I was in the kitchen when you called her.
Okay, what's going on with her? I mean, I feel like I need to talk to her, but
No, she had suggested something, but I was waiting to see if she was gonna do that still.
oh, what?
She said that she was gonna see if you and Mikey wanted to come over. You're more than welcome to for Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, that could work because Mikey actually is baby free this weekend, and
Yeah.
we were talking about it. But I originally was trying to.
And she said that she would, because she said she don't want to make it like everybody. I said no, it doesn't. But then people get emotional when they don't get invited. So that's why she was only trying to keep it between y'all two, Wilkins if he wanted to, and Dre. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So, and then she also doesn't have to really cook like that.
She doesn't have to cook with niggas coming over.
I don't know. That's what I told her. I mean, originally she already had bought stuff. Like we were gonna do ribs and wings. And then I told her, I said, well, if they're extra hungry, they can order. Like, we have Papa John's across the street. We have a lot of options.
Listen, I'm all about not feeding. Listen, you get what your first plate is on me. After that, it's on you. All right, I guess we're ready to record. We'll figure out the rest as we go. We're going to do 2 separate episodes. So we'll do the next 45 minutes, this one, and then we'll cut, and then we'll take about like 10-minute break to discuss what we're going to talk about because clearly we don't know. And then we'll do another 45. So it'll be 2 episodes in the 2 hour span.
Perfect. So right now it's 4:15, so about 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Okay,
is when we're going to cut. And then about 5:10, 5:15, we'll start the next episode, and then we'll be out by 6.
Perfect.
Okay.
Just give me 5 seconds of silence and feel free to start.
Okay. Well, the person that's looking at you is going to start, so because I can't see.
Hola, mi gente. Welcome to another episode of Sazon Talk with Amanda.
And Janelle.
This is numero 10.
Oh, we're at 10. It's a milestone.
Yes.
10 episodes in. Thank you for every single person that has been on this Sazon Talk journey. A lot of great feedback. We hope to the next 10 episodes, you guys stick along, hold on tight because we
join the ride.
Yep. And now we're getting, we'll get into the vibe of getting people on because that's, I feel like the number one thing everyone always asks me is, when can I get on Sazon? Not even Job of Tears anymore. It's not even, that's not even important
like
anymore.
When are we coming on Sazon Talk?
When am I, my homeboy the other,
bring the spice to it.
My homeboy I think 2 days ago, he texted me. He was like, he goes, because we check in from each other time to time. He's like my Virgo twin. So, and he's low-key the only Spanish nigga I really fuck with. Like, on a friendship level. Like, he's the only, like, Spanish nigga I fuck with. So, he hit me up, and he's like, yo, how are you? Like, just checking in, because we'll do that from time to time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because we're living in a whole ass pandemic, so you just want to check
Right.
in from time to time. So he hit me up, check on me, and he's like, all right, so when I'm gonna come on the Sazon talk, and I was just like, my brain isn't even on this, so, but we're going to start inviting people on. We, you know, we'll sit down and, you know, figure out the next, you know, 10 episodes and get some people on, get some fresh faces, some new voices, so people can be able to have a conversation, because I think that's really what people want to do.
Yeah.
They want to talk to us.
Yeah,
It's weird.
for sure. I mean, we've been having quite a few adventurous conversations. The past 2 episodes that I've been doing on
IG Live.
IG have been super emotional.
Super intense, which is why she's doing them and not I. Like, listen, whenever you have a partnership, whether it's a friendship, relationship, partner, like business partner, you got to know strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
She's the emotional one out of the group. So she's going to
Very
do all the
much.
emotional shit.
Yeah.
And bless her heart for it, because
Let me tell you though, like the first one that I did, like, because I knew what she'd been through. The one I did yesterday was like, I don't personally know her. I know her cousin.
Oh, okay.
And so she ended up following like our Instagram page, and then like she was telling me like, you know, my friend put her onto it, which was her cousin, and I was just like, oh, like, you know, thank you and stuff like that. And she really loved our what we talk about and stuff like that. And then when I started posting about has anybody been through a miscarriage, like, or know somebody, she voted that she did. And so, and then I had posted something else. I don't remember exactly what I asked as a question. And she commented and she said that he wasn't there to support her. And it was just mostly like, you know, like it's so stupid, because she was saying how he was like, he wasn't there because it was a long distance relationship. And I was just like, I mean, he long distance gave you some dick. So he
Not
can
gonna
do
hold
the
you.
same.
Long distance dick is not bad. Just gonna throw that on the table there.
Be careful, Nelly.
I know. I gotta, Lord, because he'll kill me.
Very
But
much so.
but I'm just saying, like, just ladies, don't. My thing is don't block a blessing just because there's some distance involved.
Right.
You know, and once again, long distance relationships, situationships, they're not for everyone. You can't, if you don't have the trust and the faith in building something, if you don't see an end game, then it's never gonna work, type of thing.
Right.
But I don't, you know, because people are so quick to make it seem like it's a bad thing, and I'm an advocate. I would be like, listen, long distance relationship is not that bad. Especially if you have like a lifestyle like how we have, like we're always on the go, we're doing wrestling shows and all this other stuff, so I don't have to always worry about the other person. But that's not the case now, so I worry about him all the time.
But then she like I forgot, I think I mentioned like I'm gonna start doing sessions, and so she mentioned that she was a survivor for domestic violence. And I was like, well, I mean, if you're willing to open that up,
right, because that's not an easy topic.
It's not. And she came on yesterday, and we both cried together. And I definitely opened up some stuff that I didn't expect to open up, and it was just like everything just came out raw. Good. And but it was really good, and she's gotten a lot of feedback. I've gotten a lot of feedback about it. And it's just like, you know, even talking to my therapist today about it, she was just like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because not, like, it's true. Like, you know, I gave my story back when, you know, Cats and Dogs was around. And she was like, what you're doing now as a platform and having women speak their voice, not everybody has that platform to do it.
Correct.
Especially, like I was saying, like, in the Spanish community, in our households, they kind of tell
nobody
you, like,
tells anybody.
Right.
Everybody's
just
quiet.
Like, just keep,
you gotta keep all
here,
secrets
keep it here. Yeah.
and everything. And honestly, I think that's not only in Hispanic culture. That's definitely in a Black household. It's definitely like any secrets of any type of like either molestation or, you know, any type of negativity in someone's upbringing. It's always on some hush, like don't say anything, like we don't talk about those things. And it's unfortunate because then it gives that stigmatism of you have to, your silence is actually better than you not speaking, and it's not always that So I think being able to have a platform and being able to talk about it is the only way to kind of process and be able to really truly move on. And it's a testament to her character and to her strength for her to get on Instagram Live at that, to almost a complete stranger in a sense, and being able to talk about her story. So no, definitely big shout outs to, what's her name?
Sarah. Oh, you just could put Sarah.
All right.
Just for her protection.
Absolutely. So Sarah, once again, on behalf of Sazon Talk, we do appreciate you, your honesty, your raw and uncut emotion, because it's not easy and it's not, an everyday conversation. But it is a conversation that's needed, definitely within the community and among women, because there's strength and power in that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys were able to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody interested in seeing that, it is on our Instagram page. So both of them are there. Both the miscarriage story with my friend Lena and the story with Sarah.
Yeah, because when you mentioned, like, I guess you said she had a miscarriage and the person she was with wasn't there for that. That's just like my cousin, like when we went to AC for New Year's,
Yes.
and my cousin called me and she's like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, what? And I'm in the car, still probably half drunk and emotional and crying because she's like, she'll be due. The baby we do around my birthday.
Yeah,
and I was hyped. You couldn't tell me shit.
Virgo,
I was like, another Virgo in the family. I'm with it. And anyone that knows me knows I adore and go to the end of the world for my cousin, who is also the mother of my godson. And my godson is my world. So for her, it was a really exciting time. She had just got married that past July. So, her and her husband, were starting to, to build. And then unfortunately she had a miscarriage. And that actually, I think, brought them together. And I'm thankful. I'm beyond thankful that he was there for her. Because, I don't want to say back in the day, because that makes you sound old. But before my cousin had my godson, she had an abortion. And my godson's dad wasn't there for her. So for it to kind of be like a 180 where now she, going through another traumatic thing and she has someone there, I'm always appreciative of that. And I'm so thankful of her husband for being there, because it was a hard time, for all of us. And it's harder for me sometimes because I'm not physically there because they live out in Florida. So sometimes it's hard for me to and I'm always I'm a in your face kind of support. Like, if there's anything wrong with you and you can attest, I'm showing up to your face. Like, what are we doing? So to be able to not to do that, but to still be supportive. And, once again, women go through things like that, unfortunately all the time. Like, I had another coworker, and we'll go into this week's topic soon, but I had another old coworker of mine. She announced she was pregnant. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm so happy for you. Like, this is so exciting. Not understanding that she actually went through IVF. And I was amazed because I was like, her and her husband, they had got married, I would say maybe 4 years ago, just about. So I'm like, they moved out to Long Island, got a house, got dogs. Once you get dogs, the next step is kids. So I'm sitting here waiting for the baby shower invite because, they Italian. So, and trust me, being the only black girl at an Italian wedding was amazing. Like, Daddy-O made sure I ate good, I drank good. Like, I always have a love for her family because they've always been, super sweet and super nice to me. So, so when she announced it and her telling the story to IVF, I was like, do you understand how much strength that is in that post? Because you don't understand there are millions of women. It is not uncommon anymore. Because IVF used to be a thing of a kind of a hush thing, or people didn't talk about. But it's such a common thing now that you go through that process, and it's not easy at all. Like, look at Remy Ma and how that played out on TV. Like, her and Papoose doing IVF, and she having the miscarriage first, and then having the kid, having a baby and stuff like that. So I say that in saying there's strength when you put your story out there on a platform, because you never know who it's going to hit. You never know how it's going to hit someone. Right. So it's always important. And I think that's always been my number one goal, whether it's with Sazon Talk or with Jabatir's podcast or anything, even with me and Mikey's show. My thing is always to have a platform for people to speak their truth and to be able to share their story, because there's someone out there that is going through the same thing. They know someone going through the same thing. So that's important. So once again, shout out to Miss Sarah for joining Miss Amanda on Instagram Live. Is super appreciative of that. Yeah. All right,
Jay has named it what is it? Sazon Sessions with Amanda.
Oh, I love Sazon Sessions. I actually low-key was thinking about, I was like, I want to steal that, but no, I'm gonna let you ride out with that one, girl. But let's jump into this week's topic.
Very interesting topic.
Very interesting because it goes with, I guess in a sense, catfishing too.
Yeah.
Because that kind of play, you can flip it where it's like a catfish. Mm-hmm. But this week's topic, we're going to talk about ghosting. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about, have you ever been ghosted? Do you know someone that's been ghosted?
Have you done it?
Have you ghosted someone? And ghosting can be very much, it's very different, not different definitions, but they're very different viewpoints in what you consider ghosting. So let's start off let's define what ghosting is. So in your words, your emotions, what is ghosting to you?
Ghosting to me is because it happened to me and you know about it, obviously. But if you're having a conversation with somebody and they're trying to get with you and you're kind of like, okay.
I legit sat here and was like, I do. Then I realized I was like, you know what? I was too. And I do. So we're going to talk.
Yeah, we can share.
Oh, we totally going to share about that because you know what? I ain't got no shame in that because that nigga knows. But continue definition. I was sitting here so confused. I was like, what you talking about? And I was like, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, like you're having a conversation and, the person's trying to get with you, as we say. And then all of a sudden, person is nowhere to be found. Mm-hmm. You know the person's on social media because they post something. And you can, because of the magic of Facebook, they tell you when the last was on. And so you can tell. And then, of course, they read your message and they leave you unread. So, so that's what my definition of ghosting is, where they just kind of just MIA your ass, basically. Mm-hmm. And then they come back out of nowhere like, hello, I'm back. And it's just like, no, you're not. Like,
at all.
It's not okay. Like, fuck out of here. But that's my definition of ghosting.
Ghosting to me is basically not being somewhere you said not showing up when you said you was going to show up, not keeping your word in a sense, and thinking that, but they want to be on, like you said, be online and be on Facebook Messenger with your green that you online, but you're not really online. But yeah, ghosting is really basically you leading on the person and then completely disappearing with no explanation or no form of communicating. Why? Because, there are certain situations where people ghost people because, personal reasons and they have things going on that they, but, we live in a world where it takes but 2 seconds to text someone and say, you know what, right now I can't tell you what's going on with me, but I got to step away for a second.
Right. Like, it doesn't hurt to communicate.
It doesn't. And then the one thing that kills me is when niggas say, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. And it's like, what?
It just makes me want to take my phone and just.
It pisses me off even more. Like, oh, I was thinking of your feelings and how you were gonna feel, and it's like, no, you weren't at all. Like, at all. So, you know what? Let's get spicy. Because I'm actually super glad you brought that up. Because that actually wasn't the ghosted story I was going to tell. So now that you have brought it up, it's just like, yes, because you know what?
Yes, we're going to spill the tea. We're not going to say names.
We're not, even though I would in a heartbeat. Because I don't give a fuck anymore. I didn't give a fuck then. Right. And I think because I didn't give a fuck, then when the person really was trying to figure it out still, it was just like, you already know the type of time I'm on. So whatever you're saying, I don't take you serious. I don't believe what you're saying. And that's that. And my thing is once I don't feel safe, my feelings don't feel safe with you, nor your words don't mean nothing to me, we have nothing to talk about. Absolutely nothing to talk about. So yeah, no, we're gonna spill some tea. So story time with Amanda and Janelle. So about oh god, this is so long ago for me, but years ago there was an individual there was a gentleman that I was talking to at the time, and we were just talking. But I'm always like, if I fuck with you, I'm always gonna be supportive of what you do,
Right.
regardless of what it is. So like there were instances where like I remember one time I went to a show that somebody that he knew was like performing all the way in fucking Queens, other side of Queens. And at the time I was living in Harlem, so I'm just like, oh my God, why am I going all the way out here? But he asked me to come out, and I'm that person. I'm super supportive. So went to the show, we hung out, rode, like he's taking the train uptown with me, like super gentleman like, and that's how it all starts off. They want to be super gentlemen and try to front like they want to show you different, but they are no different than the regular nigga. But so yeah, so we talked for a period of time, and then I got the whole like, I want to be with you, I wanted this, I want that, and I'm just like, okay, show me. All right, cool, show me. Like, be present, be consistent, be there. That's all I asked. And then time had passed. So that same show I went to, we hung out. He took the train with me at least halfway home because I was like, he lives all the way in Brooklyn, so I was like trying to be considerate. Mm-hmm. And I didn't speak to that man after that for like 4 or 5 months.
Shit.
Now,
Did you try to hit him up or anything?
I would. Mm-hmm. Like, because I want to see, like, are you okay? Like, my thing is,
right.
And that's the issue with ghosting is, like, it's not even a fact, like, if you don't want to fuck with me no more. If you don't want to fuck with me no more, okay, cool. But I'm more or less, like, more concerned of your well-being at that point. Like, it's just, like, are you alive? Are you, like,
right, because
are you in
nowadays
a hospital?
You just never know.
You don't, especially now. Like, if anyone listening and you talking to somebody and honestly speaking, if y'all don't have a conversation or at least hit up each other once a day, there's that room of like, yo, what happened? So like, even if it was crazy because the other day, the day that snowed was that Monday. So the day it snowed, I was on FaceTime with Mikey and he was going outside, and I was just like, okay, I'm on the phone with him, and then the phone just cut off. So my worried ass was like, what the fuck happened to him? But then he's just like, no, my child called me. He's like, oh, okay, never mind. But it's so simple as just a simple text like, hey, this is what's going on with me. And it's not like I'm not considerate of the individual on the table, that I'm not considerate of how busy, and I put that in quotations because you act busy, but your ass ain't really busy, because there's no proof of busy. But and it's not a shade to him. Like, listen, I want everyone to be successful in what they do. I want them to always be able to have the resources that they need, but don't try to use that shit as an excuse or a crutch, like you can't communicate. Because if you're willing to sit there at the table and want to make business deals and do all this other shit, but you can't have a simple conversation and say and owning to what the fuck you did, then sir, your character is just not all the way there. And I'm okay with not really fucking with you on that level. So months I went by and didn't hear from him. I knew he was around. And I think that's always the annoying part, is like you see people posting and doing all type of shit, and having all these business meetings and shit they claim, but can't have a conversation with me and saying like, you know what, my bad. But then here's the kicker. Then popped up with a whole new situation with a whole new child and didn't say nothing.
Well.
Right. So then it was the whole like, well, you got a whole situation going on, so why are you worried about me? And then it goes from there to then pockets of him always attempting to try to want to like be like, I love you, I want to, want to be with you, or how I feel. Favorite line, how I feel about you. It's like, bro, I don't know how you really feel about me because your actions say totally different than what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So then fast forward a few years down the road, because, he'll go through his situations and still trying to be all flirty and cute. And it's just like, but you got a whole situation. Then I need you to chill the fuck out. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to my birthday party.
Oh.
when I thought I was doing because it was funny, but it wasn't funny because I get the whole people come at me. Everyone that knows me knows I'm big on birthdays. I'm big on my birthday. I'm big on birthdays, but I'm super big on mine. So I thought, because previously the individual will always say, well, you don't invite me. You guys do things and don't invite me and all this other stuff. Because we, once again, in our inner circle, we have mutual friends too. That person is known longer than me. Mm-hmm. And he's known him longer than I've known him. So it was just more or less like, listen, we living in a pandemic. Let's all get together. Let's have a good time. And not thinking the person would actually come too. So I'm notorious of inviting mad people and thinking people ain't gonna come and people come. Mm-hmm. So that was the one time where I thought the individual was gonna lie, because he's always his word ain't his word, that he wasn't gonna come. And when he comes, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, all right. Thank you for coming. But not knowing he was coming to see not the birthday girl. He was coming to see someone else.
And this is where it's like so interesting because I got ghosted by the same person Nelly got ghosted by.
Ladies and gentlemen, we both been ghosted by the same person.
And it's funny because
2 different times.
So mine
I just want to get clear.
Times.
Very different.
Hers was a long time ago.
It was a while. Hers was like 2 hours ago compared to mine.
So for mine was I don't remember. Well, I can't actually say exactly how certain things happen. But anyways, we were messaging off of Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Facebook is the devil, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. We were messaging, basically every day he would FaceTime me, and we would talk, and we got to know each other. And it all started with 21 questions, and then from there it just became we just started talking every day. And one of my specific questions was, you ever had a thing with Nelly?
How was that the standard question?
Because I had to ask, because the fact that he knew you, and I know that you know a lot of people, and you had affairs with a lot of
fair guys. Once again. all of which is true. I don't deny it. Because, my ass. So my thing is, I'll entertain you. Absolutely. But I always tell people, I said people always end up shooting themselves in the foot. I can't say it's never me, but 9 times out of 10, people end up eliminating themselves. Like if it was the Royal Rumble, pretty confident all them niggas eliminated themselves.
Right.
Like I didn't do it.
So the most interesting scenario is that he told me no.
He out here lying.
So I was just like...
But to be clear, though, he didn't smash, though.
Okay.
I will say that.
He didn't smash me either.
No, but I'm just saying, some people, and some people's idea, they think, messing around with somebody isn't a physical aspect. So that's probably why, and it's to, unfortunately, give him that benefit of the doubt. Not to trash him. It's just story time with Nelly and Amanda. But to his defense, he probably said no because we didn't smash. And instead of saying no, we weren't intimate like grown-ups would, it's just saying there was a period of time where we did talk to each other, and that would have been fair. So when you ask me, when the story, all the juice of the juiciness ended up coming out post birthday, I was sitting there this nigga lying. Why?
Well, yeah. So this is what happened before the viewers get a little confused. So after Janelle's birthday, that's where I actually met him again, because I've seen him before at events, but I've never really kind of personally had a conversation with him. I guess like I had like because I was doing raffles back in Legends, and it was more like I was trying to pursue people to get raffles, and that's about it. But at Nelly's birthday is when I actually met him. We had a few conversations, and then we spoke a little bit after, and then one day like I sent him a message. I think I said like, "Oh, have like a good day," because he had stopped FaceTiming me, and I wrote to him. He didn't say nothing. I said, "Okay, maybe he's busy." Like that's what I figured. So then the next day, I sent him to have a great day, whatever, and he read the message, never replied. So I was like, okay. So I left it alone. But one day went by, 2 days went by, 2 weeks went by. And then when Nelly came over one day to our house, I had the discussion with her.
So yeah, she asked me, and like listen, if I never want to discourage people, like if me and the individual didn't work and it works between you and the individual, by all means, I'm not cop blocking nobody because I don't like when it's done to me. So unless like I had it's different. Like if one of y'all bitches would have hit up or hooked up with Chicago, we scrapping. One of y'all bitches hooking up with this nigga, I don't care because I ain't never smashed. And it was irrelevant to me. So, but once again, everybody, your level of happiness is, it matters to me too. So that's why, like, when you asked me about the individual, I gave it to you up straight in front. I said, this nigga is not the best communicator in the world. And you will have times where everything's good and it's cool. And then a ghost gone. Right. And then what kills me about this individual is that he doesn't recognize that that's ghosting. No. He will never admit to that. That I know for a fact. And
the thing that's hilarious, and if he's listening to this or not, I mean,
I'm gonna send him the link. Is what he don't know. I'm that person.
What he doesn't know is that me and Nelly were having a conversation together, and
in the
Nelly
same place,
pulled out her phone and handled the business.
Cause I'm that friend. Like regardless of, once again, bros over hoes. So in a sense, Amanda's one of my bros. So, and I just don't have the thing is I don't have patience for stuff like that. We too old. We a little too grown to. Right. If you just gonna own it, then own it.
But my favorite thing was when he was texting you back like, "Who's that?"
Confused. Who you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about?
He had no idea who Amanda was. And I was just like, this.
I thought I was on an episode of Jerry Springer.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
And it was funny because I remember I was getting ready for an interview on a Sunday, and he decides to message me out of nowhere. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, I haven't heard from you in like almost a month. And now you want to come out like, hey, I miss you? And I'm just like, absolutely not.
So, gentlemen, just... listen, some advice from the ladies of Sazon Talk.
Yes.
Ghosting is not okay. And ladies, too. Because ladies do it probably... ladies probably do a little more than guys. Not going to hold you. But for that particular individual, I hope and pray, like, if you do listen to this episode, just understand it's not a bashment to you. It's not making you the bad guy. But it's just, my hope is for you to acknowledge and understand, like, just be honest and be truthful. At the end of the day, like... before we started recording this episode, I asked Amanda, I said, yo, you ever seen the show Ghosted? Because they have a show on MTV called Ghosted.
Yeah.
And it's when people, and it's not even just relationships like with the opposite sex, it's friendships. It's like people, like actual relationships, friendship, platonic or not. So, like, ghosting just all around doesn't necessarily have to be someone you're dealing with. It can be a friendship. It can be someone, you've been friends with over 10, 15 years. And then one day you just up and decide. Like, one episode, this girl was pregnant and her best friend of, like, 15 years ghosted her. And she blamed herself. Like, she was like, I think it was something I did. Because she said, I think he ghosted me because I didn't go to his birthday party.
Wow.
Come to find out, he ghosted her because he slept with her the dude that she was with. He slept with the dude that she was with, and he was embarrassed, and that's why he ghosted her. Wow. Instead of just telling her.
I feel like that's terrible. Like, just ghosting in general, because like it's like Nelly was saying, like I'm a super protective person, and like Drake can vouch that there's been times when he would go home late from work, and he would get home like maybe sometimes 2, 3 in the morning, and after a while in our relationship, like it only happened for like a little period, but I kind of like lashed out on him, and he looked at me like, Kiko, what the
Why'd you
fuck?
rush?
Because he had forgotten to text me that he got home safe.
Oh, so you know what? I've had experiences with that because I'm notorious. Like, and I had to, I guess, understand and be probably a little bit more mature about the situation. Anyone knows me, I'm a free spirit. I go and come as I please. It is what it is. So at times, so when I was dealing with Chicago, we got into a really, really big argument one time because I did it once and he was just like, don't ever do that again. Like, especially because we don't live in the same city. So in his mind, he was just like, that shit that puts me at unease.
Yeah.
When I don't hear from you or I don't know you're okay.
Yeah, because
and I didn't understand that concept because I was just like, I walk around like I'll always be okay, which is not really the case. So
yeah, nowadays you just don't know.
Right.
You know, like I say it to Wilkins a lot, but it really irks my soul that he never.
Oh, Lawrence does it. Yeah, I'm spitting out names.
Tells us.
Lawrence has literally come to my house the last 2 weeks, both times, and not say I got home. So I call him the next day like, "Are you dead or alive?" Because you don't say anything, and it's just like. But then I was like, damn, I can't really be mad at him like OD because I've done it before, where I just like. So I had to get into the habit of doing it.
Sure, like. You know, I felt bad because I kind of lashed because I should have told him the first day it happened because that's what he told me. You should have told me the first time because I just be coming home and I'm exhausted. And I was like, and I understand. I get it. You home and now you just kind of just want to crash. But in my well-being and my mental head, I'm just like, oh, my God, the worst just happened because he has not texted me that he's home. And then
this girl, yeah, creating. Story.
The way that I know that he got home safe is because I would go on social media and if I saw that he posted something or he was like on Facebook recently, I would be like, okay, I know he's okay. I'm still mad, but I know he's okay. And like I was doing that for a while. And I had to tell him, it was like,
girl, what? Yeah.
I think it was like 2 weeks or something.
After the second time?
It wasn't on purpose.
After the second time? So... Okay,
I don't like to really express my feelings.
I'm not going to hold you
because
I'm petty as fuck. So the first time me and Chicago argued about it, I said, okay, you know, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. The second time, I just wanted to see how angry he was going to get, so I didn't do it on purpose because I wanted to see how far it go. And
please don't be Nelly.
I always nonstop tell people, be better than me because... It is I'm obnoxious as fuck. Like when I look back, I'm like I literally did that shit on purpose. Like I didn't like I had got home. I'll never forget it. I walked from the train, and I'm not where I live is not far from the train, so that's why I'm like I was walking home, and as I'm walking down my block, I'm like I can hit him up, but I'm not. I just want to see how far it's gonna go, how angry he's gonna get. The next day. I don't even think did we talk the next day? We might have not talked the next day. That's how far it went. Like, I think it went like maybe a day or two where we did not talk. And he was pissed. And he was just like, you don't understand and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. Like, I realize you got to be, I think, mature in certain parts of yourself in order to really deal with the relationship. And I think at that time I just wasn't fully there. I wasn't all in as I probably should have been. And neither was he, come to find out. But at that particular moment, I was just like, all right, Janelle, Janelle's doing the most. And I probably shouldn't have. But back to ghosting real quick. So yeah, and I really didn't think about it until you said what you said in the beginning. I said, oh, shit, we have been ghosted by the same person. And it's hilarious, though. It's not something like you look back, like, in that moment, it's not funny at all. Like, when I got ghosted low-key by Tampa, that shit was not funny. Because
I wasn't around for Tampa, so I don't know who that.
You were. I don't think we probably wasn't as close then as we are now, so you probably didn't know the story. But long story short, Tampa. So anyone's listening to the episode, what I ended up doing, or what I did, because it's past tense, because my whole nigga would probably feel away. Well, he did feel away when I told him. So I typically nickname dudes that I've talked to by where they live. So when I told Mikey he was Bayside for at least 2 weeks, he was tight. He was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "That's just how I talk to people. I'm talking about you. And then when you graduate, there's levels. So when you graduate and I start really fucking with you, then I call you by your real name. Then your real name actually matters now." So, but in the beginning, he was Bayside and he didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
So I would tell like Danny. I would tell Britt knows, like, anytime I ever talk to a guy, it's always, like, where they live, where they from.
No, yeah, I know that, but I never heard you call Mikey Bayside.
Because by the time my birthday rolled around and y'all all met him, he was Mikey. So it didn't matter. Like, that whole month of August, he was Bayside. But then by the time my birthday party, he was definitely Michael Boston.
Sounds like 24 for JWoww.
It's ridiculous. So, but with Tampa, what ended up happening was, and that's what I'm saying, like, communicating and your feelings, they matter, and they're important, because I had went down to Florida for my cousin's wedding. My cousin, I got married. And basically what I ended up doing was, and I was so pissed because my flight got canceled. The day I was supposed to fly out, I couldn't because of weather. Yes. So I was pissed, upset, because I'm her maid of honor, and it's my cousin, and I got to get down to Florida. So I told JetBlue, y'all niggas got to figure this out. Like, I don't care what we doing. I know I got to get to Florida today. So I eventually get to Florida, but my game plan was, my cousin was getting married Saturday. Sunday, I was going to take the bus up to Tampa, hang out with him for 2 days, because there was a Raw reunion in Tampa that I went to. So it just all made sense to go up to Tampa, hang out with him, and go to Raw, and then come back. And it was cheaper actually to fly out of Tampa back home. So I said, okay, cool, game plan, boom. The week of, I didn't hear from that nigga not once. I kept saying, like, because I was originally supposed to stay with him. So I'm like hitting him up, like, no response. I said, okay, cool. So I never depend on no nigga ever. So I ended up booking my own hotel, all this other stuff, because I ended up coming up with a game plan. And no matter what, I had to get to Tampa because my return flight home was coming out of there. So I made the best out of it. Got to Tampa Sunday night, got to my hotel, chilled. The next day, I went to go see Lion King. I went to Waffle House. Like, I had a grand old day by myself, which was fine. But, I know you're in the city, and I know I'm in your city. So, like, the fact that you still haven't said anything to me is just beyond me. And then you wait till the 12th hour. So, after Raw, I go to the hookah spot that I took the boys to when we went back down to Tampa, because that's my hookah spot. Go to the hookah spot by myself, smoke hookah, chill. It is what it is. Get back to my hotel. Now, my flight was, I think, at like 6 a.m. because I had to go to work the Monday. I had to go to work Tuesday. So I get back to the hotel. It's like maybe midnight. I pack. I'm like, my hotel was like maybe 10 minutes from the airport, so I wasn't stressed about getting to the airport. But then, oh, lo and behold, my phone rings. And now somebody want to have a whole conversation with me, and I'm about to leave. So we have a conversation, and it could have been a conversation we could have had 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, actually 2 days before I even got to Tampa. And I say that in saying, like, communicating is probably the number one thing to do so that you don't ghost someone. Whether it's in a relationship, a friendship, a situationship, whatever it is, it does more good to say, like, listen, I don't think this is what it is. I don't think this is what it's going to be. And instead of not saying nothing at all. Like, your silence just makes you feel like you're nothing. And those 2 times, so the time, not really that time, but the Tampa time where I got ghosted, that made me feel like I was nothing. Like, I didn't matter. Right. And then for you to just turn around and then think everything was going to be all peaches and cream when you came and see me, nah, you got the cold shoulder and you dropped me off at the airport because I wasn't gonna pay for another cab ride. So yeah, so that's that. But ghosting is it's so trash. But it's definitely in the same level as catfishing. Catfishing is just, I don't understand. I really don't get how that show is still on.
Listen, there's so many, and the thing is, like, and I know we had to wrap up, but like I know somebody that was being catfished, and we were telling her. I mean, I didn't tell her personally because I wasn't in that level of friendship with her yet. But my friend was telling her, and she was just like, and she told me, she did the whole, she searched him up and everything. But the girl was still in denial. I'm engaged to the person, mind you, they've never
Wait,
met.
engaged and you getting catfished?
Right. And so,
how you get a ring from somebody you never met?
I don't know.
That's weird.
So,
and delusional as fuck.
And it's just, eventually she did find out, it was a fake person, whatever. That's why I'm, because I, even, I would, there's so many platforms now these days. Now you have Instagram using video chat. There is no way you can't say, I can't video chat. You have Facebook. You have Instagram. You have WhatsApp. There's so many ways. There's Google Duo. There's FaceTime for the iPhone.
It pisses me off how catfish is still
ways.
a thing. And I love this show. Don't get me wrong. I mean, even though Max and Neve are my and all be all, love them. But I like what's old girl named Kemi, cause she's funny. Loki,
I haven't watched the new
Loki. I see a little bit of pettiness how I am in her. So I just be like, oh my god, sis. Yeah, that's why I fucks with her. And she keep it real. She just be like, so why would you do that? And it's just something I would say, why would you do that?
Right.
So, but I just still get amazed of how the fuck does this go on?
Right. And that's what I'm saying, you can't tell me you don't have a phone. Because especially in the pandemic, I'm like, do you work from home?
I'm pretty confident Obama phone still got camera phones. So
because my thing is if you work from home, that means you have a laptop. You got a laptop, your laptop got a camera. So you can FaceTime through your laptop.
And then the whole thing is listen, we live in an age where back in the day, so quick story time with Nelly real quick. So I've had a friend, I was 12, 13, when chat rooms was legit and you talk to people, you met people,
right?
But you didn't really meet them because they lived
energy and stuff like that.
Yeah, so on AOL chats or whatever. Yeah. So you met people. So I have a really good friend. And I once again, me and him were always, I always have love for him. But I didn't meet him in person until 2019.
Oh, wow.
Was the first time we actually met in person, laughed, hugged, talked. And we had been talking off and on for the past almost 15 years. So those are the kind of, I don't want to say exceptions, but we've sent, pictures, things like that. We talked on the phone. So, those things, I feel depending on, everyone's, situation, it happens. Mm-hmm. But, there's no way I'm fucking with somebody and I have not seen them. We just
even
live.
With pictures, you have to be careful because a lot of people are just taking off of other people's social media. Mm-hmm. I think, was it Wilkins? It was somebody that we knew even Dre's mom, somebody was trying to make another Instagram page under Dre's mom's name. And we were and I saw it and I told him and even his sister saw it. So we reported the page. But there's so many people trying to take who you are and post pictures of you. It's just insane. But people, wake up. Don't be catfish.
Don't listen. I end this off with gems from Nelly. Don't waste your time on a catfish. Mm-hmm. People make time for what they want to make time for. So that whole excuse of I'm too busy, I can't,
I'm too shy,
I live with 8,000 people and I don't have space. Step your ass outside and FaceTime me. You know what I mean? Take 2 seconds. But like I said, people make time for what they want to make time for. And I say that even in terms of ghosting. Because, listen, the individual we talked about, once again, is not a bashment. It's not he's actually a really, really nice guy. In all actuality, he just was not definitely the guy for me. He's definitely was not going to be the nigga for my friend over here without me having to say, because you want the best for your friends, you want the best for the
Right.
people around you. So, but no, I say that in saying that ghosting, can be avoided if you just be honest, not only with the person but with yourself, and knowing what you can and cannot do. Like some people, if you don't have the time, you don't have the time, and you can honestly say that.
Right.
I don't have the time. There was one guy I was talking to previously, and he said that he was just like between work and
They were
I
just
could
too busy.
I can be in a city for 4 weeks on an assignment for work, and then come back, be in New York for 2 weeks, and then be gone. And I was just like, okay, but once again, put all that shit on the table, and then let the person
Right.
that you're talking to decide on how they want to move forward. So that is how we're gonna end off the episode on ghosting. So just once again, be honest and be truthful with yourself and with others. Um, but we do thank you all for listening. And once again, I disclaimer, it's not a bashment to the individual, but I hope
I mean, he
and
did
pray.
apologize after a while.
At
but I'm
least you
just
got an
like-
apology. I never got that.
Yeah, I got an apology because he
'Cause he knew he was wrong.
appreciated. Yeah, like he knew
He
that
knew he was wrong.
we had a good friendship before, and so but I told him, I was like, I mean,
At
we
least
could
you got an
try to be
apology.
your friend, and because of the fact that we have mutual friends,
Like
but
we
it
could be
doesn't
cool. Like
mean
that's
that
what
we
I
have to
told.
be the best of
I
friends.
always told him. I said, listen, I always want the best for you. I think you're a dope dad. I think you do a lot of dope things. I said, just focus on what matters to you. But don't come with me with the bullshit, because
Right.
I'm not that. I'm not the one. But once again, you can listen to this episode and the past 9 episodes of Sazon Talk on Jabatea's Podcast Network on YouTube. You can also check out the last 2 Instagram lives on @Sazon Talk on Instagram with Amanda. Sazon Sessions with Amanda live is on our Instagram page, so make sure to check that out. We are going to once again get into the next hopefully 10 episodes and get some people on. So if you are interested in being a guest on Sazon Talk, please make sure to hit up either myself or Amanda, or you can once again DM the Sazon Talk Instagram page.
Yep.
If you are interested in being a guest, or if you do have once again some interesting cool topics that we can talk about, we're always open arms with those things. So make sure to let us know.
Indeed.
But all right, until next time, I am Janelle,
And I'm Amanda.
and you guys take care.
Bye.
All right, so you can cut that.
It's not there.
And then, then I
The
can.
girl is over there. I don't know if she can see. Cause she's like looking at the other side.
I don't know. Or if you want to go in there real quick. Let me call this dude, because he said he needed to talk to me.
Yo,
Yeah, what's up?
how you doing? I just wanted to take care of this hotel situation. I invited Alexandria. She said she's down. She's just trying to see if she can get the days off. She said you had her in some prostitute type shit last New Year's Eve.
Oh, because we stayed at the hotel across you from Tropicana because it was too expensive. But, like, if she goes, then me and her can split a room, because Mikey, I don't think, could go. So that'll be fine.